Alright then, I did a little video on this here Sigma Pro Mini, but I got quite a few questions, so I figured I'd do a kind of follow-up, and if you got a question that I ain't answering or you want to go into more detail, y'all just put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. One of the questions I got is where to get it. Well, you can get them online. Sigma sells them directly through their website. You can look up this Sigma precious metal verifier. That's what that PMV, or I think it's Sigma Metalytics is the company. You can find their website, and they got a few versions. This here's a Pro Mini, but you won't find this in here on their website. I don't know if they discontinued it. I heard for a while they was having a hard time get the chip that goes in this one. And they's out of stock a lot, so maybe they just said, well, we'll just get one that we can keep in stock. Anyway, they got the older version. They got about 3 versions on there right now. They got the older version. It don't have this little through and through. Just got the bottom sensor, so I'd kind of, personally, I didn't want that, and I want this one that goes through and through, because you said it reads all the way through. They got this in here, but like I said, it's not on their website anymore. And then they got their latest version, they called it Investor. Basically, my understanding, it's like this in here, but it's got a little bitty screen there. And you don't need an app. You don't need your tablet or phone or nothing like that with this, and all the rest of them. This is the only one you need your device. So that's one of the cons of this, if you will. Pro or con. So you got the Investor, and then you got the Big Pro. The Big Pro's got 2 of these here wands. One of them for big stuff, like bars, and not big bars, but maybe 10 ounce or something. And one for little bitty, like 10th ounce coins and stuff, you know, little bitty stuff you can put on the smaller side. And then it's even got accessories. You can pay extra and get you one for big bars that'll fit like a kilo bar. But anyway, so that's your options. You can get it from Sigma, or they got some authorized resellers. Then you got the, of course, unauthorized reseller. Maybe somebody sell on eBay or off Craigslist, something like that. But this one here, I'm looking for this Pro Mini because I kind of like a small one. It's a little more portable. So I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and it's local to where I am. So I met up with them, and I just bought this, and they said there's an authorized reseller. They're just they just had a few though. And this is the last, that Pro Mini they had. So that's where to get them. You can find them online. There's a few places you might be able to find it locally. But just look around. Maybe look on Facebook or stuff like that too. Just be careful. It might be a scam. So trust but verify. Anyway, so that's the answer to that, where to get it. Somebody asked how much it was. This in here, $1,500 is what it cost me. And I think they're selling it pretty good, reasonable price, because she said they made a little money on these here from what they paid on it. But she said on them bigger ones, they don't really make any money on them. They just trying to sell them all off. She said they kind of done with them. they really selling silver on Whatnot or whatever. And anyway, so that's where you buy it. And like I said, $1,500. That base model, it's like 1,000, like 900. They call it $999. I'd say $1,000. You can find some discount codes. Some people ask me if I had a discount code. Well, I don't think Sigma really care. I don't know. They would do something like that, but I'm just a little bitty feller. Some of them big channels, they got a discount code, but I just bought this for myself, and I'm just sharing a little information with you. So right now, I don't know. I ain't gonna look for a discount code, but if you're looking for it, you can probably find one. $50 or so off, probably. So just look around. I know when I was searching, I found a few YouTube channels. They had discounts, so you can look around, probably find you a discount. The bit in between and that investor, it's like 1,700, something like that, 1,700. And that big pro, it's like 2,300. Of course, then you can get all the extras that might run you up nearly $3,000. So that's an answer of how much it is. And I think that's mainly the questions folks had, is where you get it, how much it is, and some people didn't know they made this small one here. Like I said, it's kind of hard to find them in stock anymore. But if you're looking, you might find it secondary, or maybe somebody got it in stock like that. And so I would say that try to answer those questions. Nobody really asking, but I figured I'd just share my thoughts on it after I had it, and why I bought it, and what I'm thinking of it. Did I need it? Probably not. $1,500. You can buy you something like this for about $1,500. About a half ounce of gold. About that, $1,500. Probably a little less. So you could get you a half ounce of gold or something like this, $10 gold piece. Or you could get you this here. Personally, if you're just starting out, there's a lot cheaper ways to test your gold out. And I didn't buy this first thing, so I had a few things first. And I was getting enough gold, and main reason I bought it, two reasons. One, I had enough gold that I wanted to check it all out, because some of the coin shop I shopped at had the Sigma, and we had tested it. But a few others didn't have a Sigma, and it was just trusting them and trusting my own senses. But I do feel like I'm getting a better idea of what a genuine coin looks like, but I still ain't an expert, so it's just another little tool for me to verify that what they sold me is real gold. But I think mostly if you shop reputable places, good coin shop, got good reviews, good online place that has good reviews, likely you ain't gonna get fake gold, likely. But for me, as you get more gold, maybe, what is it, 1 in 100. Well, if you wind up with 100, well, that you'd be pretty good shape. I'll put it that way. I ain't got 100, but even it's 1 in 1 in 10. If your chance 1 in 10, well, I figured your chance probably ain't 1 in 10, but let's just say it would. If you got your one fake gold, or like I said, even that ½ ounce here, if just one of them's fake, that's $1,500. So I just want to make sure everything's real. Of course, most places you could take your gold in and have it checked, but do you really want to do it? I didn't want to do it, plus I wanted my own machine. So that's reason one, is just to check the gold I got here. And I got a few other pieces y'all seen probably if you've been watching. But number two is I figured I'm looking around trying to buy maybe what they said private party. I like buying at coin shop, but you know, you're going to pay a pretty hefty premium, especially if you want to buy a fractional, 1/4 ounce, 1/10 ounce. You're going to pay a pretty good premium. And I understand it. That coin man, he got to make his money too. But if I could find a deal with somebody, I'd buy it. I'd rather buy it with that spot, or maybe we split the difference. Instead of, I don't know, what's it, like 7-9% on something like that. Instead of, let's say, 7% premium, what if we just do 2%, 3%, something like that, maybe 3% on the quarter? Well, that'd be a good deal for him, because if he sold it to the coin shop, he gonna get spot, probably, maybe a little bit, 1%. And if I bought it from the coin shop, I'm gonna pay a heftier premium on fractional. So that's my thought, is if I can buy from a private party, this way I can test it and make sure I ain't getting a fake one. And I know that there said it's fake, but I ain't changed the metal around a Gold Eagle. Got to change the weight too, 1/4 ounce. Put it in there, precious metal weight. There we go. That's what we want to see when we bought it. We want to see that it's in the green. Anyway, that's my reasoning, couple reasons. And if I ever go to sell private party, I could show the feller, take this with me, and we could show him. See, yep. That way, he'd have a little peace of mind too. So that's my reasoning, but you might have your own reasoning, and it might not be worth it to you. And I don't blame you one bit. For a long time, it wasn't worth it to me. But I finally decided I had enough of stuff I wanted to test that I was pretty sure on, but, you know, you just want to make sure. So that's why I bought this thing here. And I did come across this little panda. I'll show you that. Where's that thing? And I did a video on it in my testing of everything. I come across, got this panda here. It's a little 1/10 ounce. If I can get it out the flip. That like to stick. It used to be in the, they come sealed from the mint in this little thing here. I wound up cutting her open just to get her out, and I'll go ahead and get it out since it's already cut open. So, panda's gonna be pure gold, or supposed to be. That's a little hint for you there. And then this here's a 1/10 ounce. And this in here like a 1980 something. It's so small it's hard to read. If we can read it, and don't remember. Oh, it's on this side. Let's see if we can read that together. 1985, just for reference. That's a 1985 Panda 1/10 ounce. So let's put her there. Precious metal weight. Some of y'all already seen the results here, but you see that? Goes right in the yeller. So that in there had me worried. I said, oh, did I get her fake? Well, I had to research and look, and I weighed it, and I measured it up, and everything came up right on weight and measurement. So I thought, well, probably it's gold, but I took it into another coin shop, a little different one, and I asked his opinion. He put it on his Sigma. He had the older style, but it showed it over out the bracket. Same thing. Same as I got. Too far to the right. Well, I done look online. What they said online is some of these older Panda, they read 2 or 3 brackets to the right of the center. Center's perfect, good. On the old one, it just has in the middle is good. And then anything to the right, it's questionable. Left, questionable. So on the frequently asked questions, it says that some of these older Panda coins is their purity isn't perfect. So it's not perfectly 9999 gold. It's maybe 1% off or something, a little bit off. So that's why they read a little off, but they're still pretty much pure gold. It's just not quite 90%, but not quite 100% or 99949s, whatever. I don't know. We'd try maybe if we did curious now. We do 98.6, what it'll read. Oh, so it's more. I reckon it's more than 98.6. So I guess it's 99. Yep. It's 99, but it's just not that 49's fine. So that's something to know. Anyway, so my point on that, and I know I took a bit getting there, but it did come up with me a questionable one, and turned out to be all right. But if that questionable one was a fake, I'd have found her. And it's only a 1/10 ounce. That's about $300. But $300 is $300. And it could just as well be a full ounce. That's nearly $3,000. So, point being is, for me, it's worth it. It's worth it for the peace of mind and just for being able to have it. But is it really worth it? Well, it's up to you. So, to me, it's your opinion. It's your money. Maybe you say, well, I'd rather have a 1/2 ounce of gold. And if you ain't got any gold right now, I wouldn't buy this. I'd buy my 1/2 ounce of gold. I'd buy my 1 ounce of gold. Maybe even if you got few ounces of gold. And if you know enough about the gold, you trust where you got it, you don't really need this. But maybe you want it, maybe you don't. So, people curious about it. I was curious about it. when I was trying to look for it. So I just share my experience. It's a neat little gadget, and it's helpful, but even with it, you got to do a few other things. You still might have to weigh her up. You still might have to find it in a little different ways. So it's just one tool. It don't replace everything. You still got to look at your gold. You need to use your eyes. You still got to kind of feel it in your hand. And use all your senses, basically. That's what good advice I heard them say. I think that was that feller Adrian on that Silver Dragons channel. Feller Adrian, he's a pretty smart feller. He can spot them fake pretty good. And so he said use your senses. Use all your senses. But this is just mainly for me because I'm new. So maybe I ain't got the in-tune senses that somebody that's been dealing with it for 20 years had. I only been in it about 4 years, something like that. So for me, it helped. And even an expert, I've seen a few of them that they caught something that their senses didn't. So it's a tool, but it don't replace your eyes, your hand, and all the other tools you got at your disposal. A scale, pinging it, those are all good ways. So anyway, this here video getting too long anyways, but if y'all got more questions about this here thing, something specific you want to go over in the settings or whatever, you want to know about testing silver, I ain't got none of the other platinum or nothing, but we can look at a few other things if y'all want to, or if you want to know about some of the other testing methods. I ain't an expert, but I did a couple videos on pinging the gold. That's pretty simple. Weighing it. Most of these things you can look up. And I did a few videos if you're interested. But I just wanted to kind of share with y'all a little bit more because a few people had questions. So I figured I'd just answer them right here. I tried to answer the comments. Anyway, I hope that helped. I appreciate y'all watching. That's that little video. All right then. Bye-bye.